welcome back to the YouTube channel Pro Enzo Vids, and tonight's video is my thoughts on the future of Jarome Luai and what he'll be doing from 2025 and onwards. So at the moment, Jarome Luai is pretty much able to negotiate with clubs from 2025 and onwards, as he's, sort of a free agent type thing, where he can talk to other clubs from the year after in 2025 and onwards. And yeah, look, obviously his situation is very interesting because no one knows what he's going to do at the moment. You got the Panthers, his current club at the moment, that is yet to offer him a deal. And I think if the Panthers were to re-sign him and offer him a deal, it'd be less money than he'd be asking for, because I believe Luai does want to get more money as a player and does think that after winning 3 comps and, after what he's achieved already, he deserves a bit of a pay rise, I guess you can say, which fair enough, because he's proven himself, I feel like, Luai, and I think he does, scream out a little bit of a pay rise, I'd say, in his contract, but depends if Panthers can afford it to happen, and yeah, that's the big one, if Panthers can retain Jarome Luai going forward. But you got clubs like the West Tigers who are willing to throw $4 million across the 4 seasons they're looking to sign him on. So pretty much $1 million a year up until 2028, I think they're looking to sign him until the Tigers. So yeah, it's crazy to think that, because they're going all in for Luai, it seems like, and it wasn't long ago when these rumours were hosed down apparently, but there seems to have rise again the rumours of Luai to the Tigers, and there seems to be speculation about him going there. And just recently, Benji Marshall, the new coach, visited Luai at his own house. So, yeah, I don't know what you take out of that, but it seems like a lot to really consider where Luai's future is, But before I do get into my full thoughts, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. My goal is to get to 3,800 subscribers by hopefully the end of November. So any new subs or any new support is greatly appreciated. And mind the fan in the background, if you can hear it, that's just because it's so hot in this room. But anyway, the video goes on right now. But look, it's a tough one with Luai because he's won 3 comps. He's obviously had a great career so far at only age 26. He is 27 next year, so got a long way to go still. And, he's obviously been criticised many times for the way he's performed by himself, and whether he is worthy of a big contract without these Clearys or these To'os or Edwards and stuff like that. Because I think people do wonder what his abilities like without all those star players at Panthers, But I tend to disagree with the people that, do say that, because I think Luai has proven that he can lead a team by himself and can stand up and match his abilities and play really well, because we saw for Samoa in the 2022 or 2021, as they called it, last year, World Cup. And for Samoa, he was playing halfback and he was the main playmaker. I think Anthony Milford was his 5'8". And Luai stole the show. He scored a few tries, got a few try assists. I believe Tim Lafai and him combined really well during that whole tournament when they were together on that right-hand side, combining. But overall, Luai's influence at halfback and leading the team for Samoa was huge, because, they beat England as well, which was big. It's the second time after losing the first time to them. And then they lost to Australia in the grand final. But Luai still proved that he can lead a team after that time with Samoa. But yeah, I guess the question is, at NRL level, can he do it? And especially at a club like Tigers, where they're lacking a real organiser and a real leader, does Luai fit the bill, and can he do that? So they're offering that money to do so. And while I don't agree with the money, I think throwing $1 million at Luai is not what he's worth. He's definitely not worth that. I'd say Luai is worth between 800k to 850k in my opinion. Maybe a bit more, but I'd say that's the reasonable amount for me. But yeah, I think in this case, the Tigers offering Luai $1 million makes sense, I'd say, even though I don't agree with it. I think it makes sense because the Tigers have been, out of the finals for like 12 or 13 years now, and obviously they need a change. They do need to take some sort of big risk on some big player to get themselves in a position where they are looking at success down the track. and obviously Luai has had a proven track record in doing so, winning comps at the Panthers, and obviously, his New South Wales Blues career is a bit up and down, but he's had some good games there too, as well, Luai. Don't forget 2021, he was great for the Blues in his debut year for the Origin side, but yeah, look, I think it's a risk, definitely it is, but the Tigers need to take this one, I feel like, and I think that, they got Luai, it's a big signing, and I think it's a game-changing signing too, to be honest, because, you think of Luai and what kind of morale he brings and what kind of influence he brings to a team, and we already see what kind of person he is, he's very confident, very upbeat, and he's also just very, I'd say just, brings a good vibe to a team, he seems to really bring that vibe, seems to bring good energy, and he seems to be a player that, brings the best out of others, I feel like. That's why Panthers, look so happy and look so, I guess, refreshed every time they play every week, because I think they have good characters and good people around the team. And people are going to laugh at me and say, oh, Luai's a good person, what are you talking about? But I mean good as in, and he's a good person probably, Luai, away from the footy field. Of course he is. He's a family man, and I'd say he's a good person. But in terms of good person, I'm talking like, as a teammate, a really good mate for the rest of the players and someone that people enjoy playing with. I guess there's going to be players that hate playing against him because of what he's done and his little funny antics and stuff, but it's all joking in anyway. But yeah, I think players enjoy playing with him because they know what he brings. They know that he brings confidence, brings the best out of players, and gets them to be, I guess, excited about training, excited about playing this team that week. I think he's that sort of player that motivates players, and I think Tigers need that sort of energy in that team, that sort of person that can bring that approach to lift all the other players up, and because Luai's been around a winning culture for such a long time now. I think that having him experiencing all that winning and all that success, I think that's going to really lift the Tigers. And I know not everyone from a successful club goes well at a bottom club, but with Luai, it's like I think he's sort of allergic to failure, I feel like. And I mean, that's a tough one to say because we haven't really seen him control a team in NRL level, only at World Cup level, but World Cup level, but not NRL level. So yeah, I guess don't bank anything yet. But I'd say he's always seems to find a way to have success somehow. Whether there is a bit of failure, but there's always success in the end. I think Luai and what he's been through already at the Panthers would be huge for the Tigers, having that guy there, because his personality will definitely lift the whole room up and the whole playing squad up, I feel like. But if the Panthers lost Luai, and I got to say, if Tigers sign him, it's a great signing, huge signing for the club, and great for the future too. But if the Panthers lost Luai, well, you got to think that their dynasty is coming to an end then, because losing Burden, Kikau, losing Stephen Crichton, Linu, Api Coruscant, who else have they lost? Oh, they've lost a lot of quality over the years. Like, it's a lot of quality that they've had in that team, and they've ended up having to lose. Obviously, yeah, they're all big losses, and the Panthers still push on somehow. They still push on. They still, find a way to still be successful and big. I guess next year will be interesting though to see how they do go about Linu and Crichton, because I was looking at what Panthers' potential bench could be, and without Linu, it's a very skinny bench actually. So that's where I think there's a concern for Panthers. And in the backline too, Crichton's probably one of the most athletic players in that backline, and they don't really have that intimidating centre anymore, I feel like, when he's not there. So yeah, I don't know how Panthers will cope with that. But yeah, like if they lost Luai from 2025 and onwards, then you might be thinking that the Panthers dynasty might be dying down a bit, I feel like, because they've done well to really build themselves up for such a long period of time. But I think all good things do come to an end, as we know. And I think once he goes, Luai, if he does go, that's if he does go, yeah, I think you'll start seeing some differences in the Panthers team. I think you'll start seeing that there's no more of that positive energy. There's no more of that those guys that have been winning comps with them, because you lose all that successful bond and that successful mojo that the team had. So yeah, losing Luai would be bigger than I think people think, actually, not just playing wise, but also personality wise, and I guess teammate-wise too, because I think he's respected by a lot of teammates as well. But yeah, it's a tough one. I don't know what Luai will do. It's probably likely he'll take a big money deal at the Tigers, I'd say, because I can't see him knocking back that money that the Tigers will throw at him, to be honest. But if he's loyal and if he wants to set his family for life out in Western Sydney, I feel like that's what he'd also consider doing too. It's a tough one though, because I know the Bulldogs were apparently after him, but who aren't they after? But they don't need him. But it definitely narrows between Panthers and the Tigers, so I guess we'll find out where his future does lie. But yeah, I think he'll re-sign, but I'm also pretty confident he may go to the Tigers. But I don't know. I'm really torn between that decision that he'll make. But anyway, what do you think of Luai and his future? Let me know in the comment section down below. And yeah, it's a tough one to call indeed where he'd be in 2025. But thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And have a good night, everyone. Big news indeed.